Welcome viewers. In today's Power BI video series, I am going to present a very important topic which you can see in my screen. How can you import SQL Server data in Power BI? This is my individual process because I have seen many videos where mostly you can follow how data can be imported from Excel or some local files. But I thought I should demonstrate how from SQL Server database also data can be imported inside Power BI. So you will get a detailed step-by-step process. So to do this, I am going to explain the architecture of the SQL Server in separate window. Already we have installed and running this SQL Server. This is the SQL Server interface. People who might not be familiar with SQL Server, they should know that this particular window is called as the Query Analyzer window, where you can type any SQL commands. Now, this particular window, this is called as the Object Explorer. So this Object Explorer, inside this is basically showing you the name of the SQL Server. And this particular name can be allocated when you try to install in some machine or a SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server I'm talking about. So this particular name indicates that this is the name of the server which is running. Inside this server, I have one particular database. You can see this is the databases. So precisely this shows that there are two databases existing. One is bookstore, another is example. And even if you click on bookstore, so there are various components, and from here, if you want to look which tables are present, I am clicking on this plus sign. So whatever tables it is containing inside this bookstore database, those things will be displayed. So I can see there is one table called books. I can see there is one table called hospital. I can see there is another table called new books. I can see another table called sales. So let us try to bring, you can choose any of these tables as per your requirements. So I am going to explain so that we can get the data from new books. But remember that at this moment, the data or the table new books is residing inside SQL Server. And I have to bring it within Power BI. So parallelly, I have opened a Power BI application, which is very new. You can see I have not saved it. That's why it is saying untitled Power BI desktop. One more thing you would like to know that both SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server and Power BI are the Microsoft product. And when I have opened Power BI application, so you can see under home menu precisely for Excel and SQL Server, two dedicated icons are there. The reason is obvious. Both are the Microsoft product. So Microsoft basically did a preferential touch so that if you want to directly access any Excel data, you can click here, or if you want to retrieve some SQL Server data, you can click here. So as we know that our data is placed inside SQL Server, so I have to click on SQL Server button. The moment you will click, it will ask you a few questions. First is the name of the server. So question is how you can remember the name of the server. You don't have to remember. What you can do, you can go to the application where you have already started SQL Server, and this particular thing definitely is the name of the server. If you can right click and choose properties, from the properties you can see this is the server name. So you can select, and using Control C you can copy, and further you can click here on this OK button, and you can come back to your Power BI application. Inside this server name text box you can paste it. So at this moment you can see that the database name it is asking, which is optional. So what you can do, you can click on this OK button. Server name, if it can recognize, definitely you will be landed to the next screen that is called navigator. Here you can see that the server name and exactly these two databases are coming. Now, as we know, our main table, our main data is residing inside bookstore. So you can expand it, exactly same table names you will get. So if you click on new books, here the preview will be displayed. You can scroll it right, or if some more data is there, then there will be a vertical scrolling bar as well. And this particular data is coming from SQL Server, and it sounds good because all the column names are coming in a very symmetrical manner, and I don't see that any transformation is required. So simply I am saying load, and that's how you can import the data from SQL Server inside Power BI application. So it will take some moments so that it can scan all the data, and gradually you will find inside data data section pane the dataset name along with all the column is coming. So new books is coming. That means it is taking the name of the table as data set name. And if you expand, you will get all the columns. So book ID, book name, author name, publisher name, all these things are the columns inside the SQL database table, new books, and accordingly you can see that all the columns are appearing. And just to cross verify, you can go to the table view. You will find, if you click here, you will find every data from that particular table is coming. So this is how you can import the data from SQL Server. Hope you have liked this video. Do not forget to subscribe it if not done already. We will be coming with more such useful videos in the upcoming days. Thank you.